The Gilded Age Season 3, Episode 4 ends with the grand wedding that has been built up since Bertha Russell first set eyes upon the Duke of Buckingham. The Gilded Age Season 3 has arguably already become the show's strongest showing yet, and Episode 4's balance between some characters' life-changing moments and others' more personal, quiet revelations makes that clear. Following Gladys' engagement in the Gilded Age Season 3, Episode 3's ending, wedding preparations consume the Russell household. While Carrie Coon's Bertha Russell is thrilled to be marrying her daughter off to Hector, Duke of Buckingham, Gladys is demonstrably less excited about her future, but she ultimately says, "I do," at the end. Gladys Russell and the Duke of Buckingham get married. Bertha Russell's plans finally come to fruition. Bertha Russell may have been completely fulfilled by Gladys marrying the Duke, but the youngest Russell was far from happy about her fate by the end of the Gilded Age Season 3, Episode 4. The show masterfully focuses on Bertha for the first half of the episode, with audiences barely seeing Gladys at all on her big day. This choice to frame the day through Bertha and the staff's preparations worked very well because it allowed audiences to truly understand how removed Gladys felt through that entire process and understand exactly where she was at mentally. Ultimately, though, Gladys does decide to marry Hector, Duke of Buckingham. For Gladys, her wedding is a sad occasion, as George Russell walks his daughter down the aisle with tears in her eyes. For a moment, it seems as if Gladys won't say yes, but as soon as she does, the Gilded Age cuts to the married couple leaving New York on a ship, where Gladys is pressured to lose her virginity to her new husband. Outside of Gladys' rather somber feelings about her own wedding, the event is clearly a triumph for Bertha. Everyone important attends, and there is plenty of talk about the event both before and during. However, even with all of New York's high society attending, some people in the crowd know there may be consequences for Bertha's actions. Jack Trotter sells his clock and becomes rich. Jack's business deal with Larry is successful for both parties. Jack Trotter's invention of a better alarm clock has been an ongoing plot for the Gilded Age since Season 2, and Jack finally hit it big in Season 3, Episode 4. After spending the past few episodes looking for investors for the clock, Jack and Larry Russell struck gold, but not exactly in the way they expected. Rather than finding a business partner to work with them, the pair received a request from Mr. Weston to buy the clock and patent outright for a huge sum of money. After Larry negotiated with Mr. Weston and his accountant to drive the price up, they ultimately settled on $600,000, making both men very rich. For his half, Jack received $300,000, which would allow him to quit his job and never work again if he wanted. After the meeting, Jack is disoriented and unsure of what to do now that his life has changed completely, but after confiding in Mrs. Bauer, he decides he does not want to leave the Van Ridgen household. Mrs. Aestia faces a divorce scandal. Mrs. Aestia's daughter becomes the talk of New York. The Gilded Age Mrs. Aestia. Mrs. Aestia has been the arbiter of high society's rules throughout the Gilded Age, but Season 3 is now showing that even the great Mrs. Aestia can't avoid scandals within her family. Audiences knew going in that the Gilded Age Season 3 would be about divorce, but now the topic is coming up for multiple characters, including Charlotte Aestia. Following rumors in the paper of an affair between two prevalent people in society, gossip starts circulating about Mrs. Aestia's daughter, Charlotte, and the affair she had while abroad. The papers claim that Charlotte's husband challenged the man she had an affair with to a duel, reflecting poorly on Charlotte and her family. Unsurprisingly, Mrs. Aestia does everything she can to stifle the gossip, but audiences know how cliquey and messy the Gilded Age's characters can be. Once the papers are out, there is little she can do to stop the talking, but Mrs. Aestia certainly tries to force her daughter into hiding in the Gilded Age Season 3, Episode 4.